everybody. Welcome to Truth Seeking Souls, and we are now doing video as well as audio. I think that we want to see our beautiful guests who are coming here sharing their insight, their knowledge to educate us in this crazy world. And we have again my favorite person in the world, Jan Venturini. Hey Jan, crazy world we're living in, aren't we?
Well, actually, it was a privilege. I want to say something first of all about it. We were chosen to be here at this time. So those of us that are on the planet at this time were actually chosen because it's been very rare that you're on a planet at the time when there's this massive a change. And so we have a lot of evolved souls here that are going to be coming out and stepping out and standing out. And the reason being, we're coming to the end of power over others. And if you look at our history, we have so many leaders that try to take other countries in their grasp for power and money and if all these wars. And actually, if you look at history, most dictators, they just don't make it. Dictators don't make it. They don't last long. All right? So we are coming to the end of rulership over us, and that's why we have so many evolved souls on the planet, such as yourself, Jim, creating programs that enlighten people, which is necessary because we want to take people out of living in a state of fear and instead moving into a state of creativity, authenticity. We're moving into the Aquarian age. And if we look at this spiritually, it's really about I'm a part of you and you're a part of me. There's nothing that separates me from any other being on the planet. And I don't care what nationality they are, what color they are, what religion they are. We're all part of one oversoul.
Well, does it really require this much carnage, this much damage? Because I see what's happening at Gaza. I mean, that is cruelty to the utmost. Letting children starve, not letting women thirst for water, and then blocking food supplies to go into Gaza. I think that's just insane, and it shames me knowing that my taxpayer dollars are paying for that.
Jim, you don't have to go that far away. We're knocking down senators and assembly people in our own country who just want to ask questions. Okay, we are right now in the midst of a dictatorship taking the country and our democracy being cast aside.
Is he really a dictator? Because he's taking orders from somebody else, his donor class.
Well, he's still running ICE, which ICE is going against everything. But let's look at Netanyahu set us up. Let's face it. Netanyahu was a dictator. Netanyahu, by attacking Iran, knowing full well that the United States always supports Israel, that they would set us up in a position to use that one deadly bomb we have that could go into the deepest part of Iran to get to their nuclear site. We're the only one that has it. Israel does not. But Netanyahu set us up. And that's why it's a very precarious situation for the United States, because Iran is not Iraq. Iran is much more powerful than Iraq, and Iran will retaliate. And they've already said they'll retaliate.
But what do you see happening to this whole thing? Let's start with what's happening in the Middle East between Iran and Israel.
If you're studying history, Israel, that part of the world, has been in wars for thousands of years. There's always been a faction trying to own that part of the world. All right. So this is power struggles coming to a head. All right. And it has been predicted that there would be a third world war before peace would become the real reigning principle on earth. And we are about as close as we can get because we don't have intelligence running this country right now. We don't have wise people getting wise other people's decisions on helping to really remedy this problem. We have a child in an adult's body who has an ego so big that all he wants is people that kowtow to him so that he can be a king, and he's not listening to anyone. Therefore, he's going to make big mistakes. But in reality, Jim, spiritually, if you look at this, remember, we are eternal beings, okay? We're eternal. These are bodies in a place called Earth right now that can be destroyed, but our souls cannot be destroyed. However, when a faction sets out to destroy something, they're playing with dynamite spiritually. And we've talked about this before. When there is no comeback from an action that harms so many people, and particularly innocent people like children. All right, that is designed to get our attention, because one thing we can't handle is seeing children harmed. All right, that is the most devastating thing for us to look at, children being starved and harmed. What was done to this Gaza Strip is just heartbreaking. All right, just totally heartbreaking. And so, but look back at what Hitler did in Germany to Jewish children, of which the guilt from that is why we're supporting Israel, quite frankly. All right, because we have guilt attached to that whole situation. So, but what is the bigger picture here is, the bigger picture is souls will evolve through this and souls will not. All right. And it's because there is a dimension that is being created right now, but it's going to require an evolution of the soul for people to be there. They can no longer be judgmental, critical. You can't be in that place of looking outside of yourself as if something's different from you, or fearful of being harmed. That's not going to work there. So how do we get from here to there? All of this has to come to a head, and it's going to come to a head. You're going to observe it. It's going to come to a head, but there's going to be other factions that are going to come in that you don't see yet. So I'm not fearful about it, Jim. I'm really not. All right, I'm not fearful.
Like your prediction from what you're saying is that you're going to have Israel that is not going to be the same Israel, may even lose. And I don't know if you're the type of person to make predictions. I am. But
well, actually, when I look at the situation, all right, I see the situation coming to a head so that the dividing lines become more permanent. Because what has been happening is Israel's been taking more and more, just as Russia's trying to take more and more. And this is an old ideology. Go back to Rome. Go back to the days of Cleopatra and Egypt and I mean, this has been going on the planet.
They were all warmongers.
That's right. But this is going to be coming to a head, so this will no longer occur. This will no longer occur because of the fact that it's the people are what are going to make the change. It's going to be us. We, in a harmless way, are going to say, this is enough. No more. We're not participating in this. All right. And that's what's going to stop it. It's going to be a humongous wave of intelligent people that are looking at what serves all of us, not just one of us, not just part of us. And in reality, when we no longer need certain things, I mean, let me use a simple little example. While they're out there preventing women from getting abortions, guess what technology now is presenting itself? A ring that a girl can wear that's the best birth control they'll ever have. Plus, it controls all the functions of their body, so they get to know themselves a whole lot better.
Brain? So, is that what you said, a brain?
A ring.
Oh, a ring.
A ring that they can wear that tells them exactly when their body's functions are happening so that they're safe to either have intimacy or not. That tells them when their certain body has needs that make their body healthy. So technology.
Can you figure that out right now? I mean, with ovulation and all that, or?
Oh, it's out there right now. It's $700.
But the rapist won't care about that ring.
The actual, for most women, however, they can govern their body now. Mm-hmm. All right, that's the good news. All right, as far as rapists are concerned, Rapists will be raped. They need to know that. It's time that they understand that. If you rape a person, you will come back and be raped. That is the boomerang of karma. All right. Now, we don't know when it started and when it ends, but in everything that occurs in one's life, and we're talking about spiritually, when we look at the planet spiritually, one has to begin to understand that every action has a reaction. Every action is a boomerang that will come back to you. So anything you put out, you will get to experience. You don't get to do harm and not be harmed by it. That's the law of karma. And we all know it. So for us to ignore it, all right, and play Bible study, that we go to church, so we don't have to worry about what we do. I used to love when I had some Catholic girlfriends that thought they could do anything because they'd go to confession on Saturday, on the weekend. And I said, something doesn't fit here. All right, this is just, I don't think anybody else can actually forgive you for your sins except yourself by stopping it and doing something different. So, and in reality, Gary pretty much told me that on the other side of the veil, that every action, it drops right down in your overlay. And you get to look at all of this in front of you, and then you lay out the groundwork on how you solve all the situations that you left unresolved. Okay, so when I look at Donald Trump, when I look at Putin, when I look at Netanyahu, when I look at these individuals, I know that there is a large karmic theme that they volunteered, all right, to participate in. But I also know that there's a dividing line of a moment when something can shift. And if it doesn't, they're going to pay a price. And that price will be major, all right? Because once when I talked to my oldest son on the other side, and he told me they're working on there will be a new world created. They're creating it right now, but not everybody will be able to go there. And the reason being is if you have harmfulness in your soul, you won't, your essence won't be able to survive there. It's not like somebody's judging you. It's just that you won't have the essence to be able to survive there. Mm. So I sit back and look at this and go, these are like little boys playing cops and robbers in a playground, except it's dangerous because innocent people are being harmed. But those innocent people are also going to the other side, and they're creating, there is a world right now that is in between the other side and here that is serving the ones that are here. And this is what you can't see, but it's there, all right? And so there will be some miracles occurring, all right, that are coming. So if you want some predictions, there's going to be some miracles that are going to blow your mind coming when it's almost as if